order the Pentagon to shoot it down on Wednesday as soon as possible.
China has condemned the U.S.'s military's decision to shoot down a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon that flew over the U.S. last week. The United States shot down the balloon on Saturday, creating a diplomatic and political storm. The Pentagon says it was a platform for espionage. China warns there may be repercussions, and the balloon was nothing more than a civilian weather balloon blown off course.
Hey everybody, this is Erico and I am back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Because we're talking about balloons and how balloons have become flying objects that can be from China, that can be a threat to the United States randomly out of nowhere. I remember a time when balloons were red and they were associated with birthday parties, clowns, good, happy things, things that made you feel grateful about life. Now we got white balloons that are flying across the United States, and they're apparently made by China. And we don't even know they're supposed to get information. We don't know anything about anything. We just know that last weekend, our president shot it down. He thought he was in a video game. We thought that this was one of those games. People filmed it, and they're like, there it goes, it's down. I was like, where did all of this come from?
The Associated Press were checking Twitter on several different official. Oh, I believe it just happened there.
This is so random. The timing of it is so weird. Like, it was just out of nowhere. We know information about this balloon. So it's apparently made of plastic. It is 200 feet. They shot it down and it was floating in the water. You know, our army went to get it, pulled it out of the water. There was solar panels around it as well as these pillars. So people were saying that the pillars were like war weapons. These solar panels were what was used to help it fly all the way from China, apparently, to the United States. So this balloon was actually spotted first in Montana. And then it slowly, gradually made its way to South Carolina. And that's where it was finally shot down. This balloon had been flying all over the U.S. I mean, we would have thought this was a road trip. We would have thought that people were having a fun time. Just like, oh, look at all the states. China saw everything they really needed to see because this balloon has been hovering across the United States for about a week before it was finally shot down. There's also other reports saying that there were other balloons in other nations that were seen as well. China has come out and said, why did you shoot down our balloon? We are very hurt by this. You all have broken our hearts. It was a weather balloon. We want our weather balloon back. It was supposed to be to get information about the weather, and that was about it. You know, a lot of people are calling BS on this. They're saying that it was too oddly made to be a weather balloon.
Right. So speculation is rife. Right now, Beijing, the only statements that Beijing have put out is that it's a weather balloon that has gone off course. But beyond that, Beijing is not transparent enough for folks to really understand what's going on. Now, there is a lot of speculation about whether this is some effort to show a tough stance before the Blinken visit, whether it was an effort by some elements within the PRC to perhaps derail the visit. And also, there's some speculation that perhaps it's like any other big bureaucracy, the left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing. There's a lot of guesswork. Beijing is not being very forthcoming in terms of explanations beyond what we already have been given. It seems that the solar panels that it deploys can collect electricity that allows some steering, and that probably powers some of the sensors on board, probably powers the transmission on board as well. So that's generally how it works. I mean, really, how they operate depends on the kinds of sensors that are on board. Now, these balloons, one of the things is that they can be observed, but they are quiet. They can travel long distances. They can loiter a long time. So that's some of the benefits of using the balloon. But again, these do not basically satellites can do a lot of what the balloons can do anyway.
I do think as well that the way it was made is really strange. It is strange that this happened too when we're talking about elections, and just how out of nowhere it's like our president, they're just like, okay, shoot it down. Get it. And it was shot down. And also where it was spotted in Montana, because if it was spotted in Montana first, it had to somehow come through Canada, like many people have said. So there's a lot of skepticism with this and just how this balloon really came to be. There are many people that do believe it was a China spy balloon. But if we're going to talk about it being a spy balloon, it pretty much, as a satellite, got all the information it probably needed. It had 7 days to get all of the information that was needed before it was finally disposed of. So China pretty much wants this balloon back, probably because of the material it was made out of. They probably got some weird type of substance or something in this balloon that probably is needed, because if it was a satellite, like they said, it's easy for them to get the information that is needed. There's some conspiracy theories that people say that it really didn't come from China at all. And I am open to all viewpoints and different opinions, because I do think that it's something that's very just odd and random. There's a lot of people that don't care at all, because the timing of it is just so random. Like, it's so out of nowhere. And it's like, is this a distraction to stop us from really thinking clearly with the elections and about our president? It's like, is this a distraction from all of the negative actions that our president has made, especially with the classified documents and how he really messed up with dealing with that and just distracting people? So this is something that I think should be thought about deeply, because just everything with this is just so out of left field randomly. If everything turns out to be what it's supposed to be, it's good that they shot it down. Even at the same time, I do think it was kind of futile, because it's been hovering around America for 7 days. I mean, there's no going around this fact. This is really what it has been. And it has nothing to do with like your viewpoint of being Democrat or Republican. It's just that this weather balloon just appeared out of nowhere. It just is hovering in the sky. And it's just so weird and confusing and strange that something like this just happened all of a sudden, and then we have like our president during the weekend decide like, I'm gonna be a hero and shoot it down. Yeah, shoot it down. Military, shoot it down. And then we also had like the U.S. Secretary is supposed to go to China and mend relations. I really don't know why China has been on this really bad trip for a while now. Their own people don't even like their government at this point, because it's just so much crazy weird stuff going on, even with the whole war and how Russia tied into that. China has just been showing their behind since last year. And I really don't think that anyone wants to be in any type of relations with China. I mean, you see Hong Kong, you see Taiwan, everyone is just over it. They're over everything. Because it's just like, at the end of the day, it's just about control. And it's just like China, the mainland, just wants control of everybody. They just want to be the one that is dictating everything to everybody. I mean, they even tried to dictate Winnie the Pooh. I mean, he got mad because people people are still making memes and saying he looks like Winnie the Pooh. That one with him and his face on it in the balloon. I really shouldn't laugh. I mean, he really is hurt by Winnie the Pooh. He banned all of that poor cute cartoon's image. Should be ashamed of himself. I'm still loving the art though. So you guys, this is a lot to think about. Put below how you feel. Put below your opinions about everything and how this ties into some of the stuff that I mentioned. Do you think it's a distraction? Do you think it's really from China? Do you think it's just some weird, crazy thing that's in the sky? They said it was like war weapons in it. They had time to shoot it at America though. They had 7 days. Something to think about. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram, Offices of a Blog on East Asian Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Love all the various opinions. I will see you in the next video.